Hey everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name's Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with autoimmune diseases. So today we are talking about toxins. Toxins are a problem for all of us, regardless if you have an autoimmune disease or not. They're literally everywhere and almost impossible to completely eliminate. So toxins impact our immune system and can trigger inflammation, and this is why it's important to minimize our exposure to toxins. So today I'll give you some practical tips for lowering your toxin exposure to help your body thrive in our current environment. And before I jump in, I just need to attach a disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not the substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only, so please consult your qualified health professional for any changes you might make to your medical care. Okay, so why do we need to avoid toxins? Well, toxins are harmful substances that we come into contact with all of the time. They are in the air we breathe, the food we eat, the products we use at home, and even on our bodies. And toxins are also can come from lifestyle choices like smoking or even having too much stress. So why are they harmful? Well, for one, the immune system recognizes toxins as foreign invaders, and this threat activates immune cells and can trigger an inflammatory cascade to get rid of them. However, since we are constantly exposed to toxins, this consistent threat to our body spirals us into a chronic inflammatory state. Lastly, toxins can damage our gut lining, which also adds to our overall systemic inflammation. So trying to minimize your toxic exposure is really important when you have an autoimmune disease. And since inflammation is what we're trying to minimize, toxins just add fuel to that fire. And so while they are truly unavoidable, there are a number of things you can do to start minimizing your exposure to them. So my first tip for you is taking your shoes off inside the home. We have always been a no shoes in the house kind of family, and there's a reason for that. Scientists have found an alarming amount of deadly germs on the soles of people's shoes, some of which include MRSA, which is a antibiotic resistant bacteria, E. coli, and C. diff, all of which can cause diarrhea and other very serious infections. Heavy metals can also be dragged into your home from the outside, as well as hazardous chemicals from lawns, asphalt, and sidewalks. So how can you start doing this? How can you start removing your shoes before you enter your house? Set up a shoe rack outside your front door or inside your garage, depending on which way you enter your house. If you have a pet, start getting in the habit of wiping their feet off with a damp towel to help remove pesticides from lawns and even parasites and bacteria that they might pick up on their feet. Also, notify guests that you'll be asking them to remove their shoes. It can be awkward, but I'd rather do that than risk my home to bacterial infection. My second tip is buy organic when possible. Organic produce is expensive, I get that, but when you think about the amount of pesticides sprayed on conventional foods, you might want to start reconsidering how you spend your food budget. In fact, the Environmental Working Group found that over 75% of non-organic produce samples contain pesticide residues. In addition, pesticides and insecticides are linked to the development of autoimmune diseases. So food is a major pathway for toxins to enter our bodies, and so choosing organic or pesticide-free produce is a really good step towards limiting your toxic exposure. If organic is too expensive, which I 100% get, it can be astronomically more than conventional. You want to focus on buying organic for the Dirty 15, which is an annual Environmental Working Group list with produce from that lists the highest levels of pesticide residue. So at the minimum, try to buy organic for those Dirty 15. My third tip is investigating your personal care products. So besides food, personal care products are the other major source of consistent chemical contamination to your body. The cosmetics industry is not well regulated, and many ingredients used in skincare, hair care, body care are not tested for safety. In fact, endocrine disrupting chemicals run rampant in many of these products. These chemicals interfere with hormone signaling, they affect reproduction, they can alter the onset of puberty, and they can even cause cancer. So many companies claim they are clean, but in fact, they aren't. So you want to do your diligence. The Environmental Working Group, again, has created a healthy living app to rate a variety of different products. So going I would start going through the products that you already have personally that you use on your body and in your home. And if you do find high levels of toxins in the products you already use, try switching to brands that use less toxins. And you can do this over time. So I recommend replacing your old products when you run out and you need to buy new ones, rather than throwing out what you have and starting totally over, because you're wasting those products and it's just a lot to handle. So those are my tips for starting to lower your toxic exposure. There's a lot of other things that you can do, but these are kind of really basic and easy ones to start getting the habit of doing. And if you need more help with this, with managing your autoimmune disease, with lowering inflammation, I would love to chat with you. I do offer free 15-minute discovery calls to learn about your goals. If you go to my YouTube profile, there should be a link to book a free discovery call. You can also contact me through my website, annierubin.com. On my website too, I have lots of free downloadable guides and other materials to help support you on this journey. So thanks for joining me. If you don't subscribe to my channel, please hit the little subscribe button, and I will see you next time.